how to break kola nut. He was born in what's it called, in Buso, in Alamati. Never doesn't know what is happening. But he heard everyone. He prayed with it, he did it. He said, okay, we're so excited. At that time, at the village, somebody who was raised up on trying to break kola nut in the village. And they like then after that, and most of them were upset. Very, very upset. This is your New Testament. Go and read it very well. Go and read it very, very well. Anywhere Europeans, the racists went, they will first change your name. When they got to Israel, they named them Palestine, no longer Israel. They wiped away from the ball. When they West Africa, they met Biafra. They said no longer, it's no longer Biafra. You're now Nigerian. That's what they always do. And if you complain too much, they call you Nigeria. If you complain too much, they call you there. They call you Midwest, South, Southeast, East Central. They will call you anything with that name. Palestine, Levant, only one people. Doing all they can to layer over the identity, so you don't know who you are. It had the Israelites, the Jews in Europe, succumbed and stopped believing in God's promise. Would that be any state of Israel today? Have they allowed themselves to be bamboozled by the Europeans? The Europeans are in Israel today. They said, oh no, forget it. Don't worry, don't go there. They said, no, they're going there. It is in the Bible. It's a promise from God. And they went back. The signs and wonders they are performing today. Who can doubt what Israel is doing? Is there anybody who can doubt what Israel is doing? No human being can. It is clear for the whole world to see. Everyone can see it. Because now the promise of God is once again upon his children. No amount of jealousy can eradicate that. It's pure. It's the same way that no amount of jealousy against Biafra will ever work. I don't know why there is no native doctor here, one of those so-called traditional people. So I can teach them what I don't know. The name was changed. In some way, you have Israelites who speak Hebrew is how Biafrans speak and still speak Hebrew to this very day.
I said you talk for that about now.
Oh dear. And all they do is let me just play something for the business center owners. They are jet. Now that it's lockdown, they are jet. They are worried. They want to do fly about and perform miracle. They did nothing on the coronavirus. Nothing. They're not waiting for that to finish. They start traveling over the world to go and spread the word and perform miracle. Liars and deceivers. You have a religion that somebody brought to you by force and killed you. People sometimes they wonder, why is it that you follow Judaism? I said to them, I'm not following any Judaism. I went back to the religion of my ancestors. They said, but how? I said, yes. Because if you come to Biafra land, nobody forces you to worship anything. You can worship anything you like. That is your business. From time, it's something in Israel. You can worship whatever you like. That's your business. But those that believe in the grace of the Almighty, they still go to the temple. They still go to the synagogue to go and pray and to worship the Most High. I am saying to you today, have you seen anybody forcing you? Here in my village, you must worship the deity in my village. The answer is no. Join Judaism. It's not possible. But Christianity will kill you. In those days, not now. In those days, they will come to you. It's by force. You must be a Christian. With Islam, it is even worse. Now, among three religions, two of them will force you to convert. One will just leave it between you and your God. Which one will you follow? Let's continue. Among play something. I want to play something for those that take your money every Sunday, telling you about heaven. That they themselves have not been to. The pastor you are giving your tithe and your offering to have heaven before. Ask him now. So how can you be telling me you're going to offer me something that you yourself have not even experienced? Which 419 is like that for? Which 419 I'm asking? Let's hear what this intelligent man has to say about it. Yes.
You can bullshit yourself. I came from heaven, I'm going back to heaven. If you're so sure that you're going back to heaven, why don't you go today?
Are you listening? Why don't you go now? Ask your pastor. If we're all going to help with private jets, why don't you go now? Why are you waiting for until when you're 100 years old? Why don't you go now? That's very, let me start. I love this man. He's an Indian, very intelligent man. I'm not telling you that what you're doing is wrong. I'm only asking you to reason. That's all. To reason, ask your pastor. That is why they cannot speak out when there is injustice in the land. The demon of wealth, of gold and diamond and silver. Not God in heaven. Listen again.
Do you know where you come from and where you go?
Who knows where they're coming from? Nobody knows. You are just given birth by your mom. That's all you know. Do you know where you're coming from? Do you know where you're going? Nobody knows. Ask your pastor. I know I'm going to heaven. How do you know you're going to heaven? How? You cannot answer. Superstition. African superstition. That is why we're not making a great life. Let's continue. Yes.
You can bullshit yourself. I came from heaven, I'm going back to heaven. If you're so sure that you're going back to heaven, why don't you go today?
Are you listening?
If you knew that you are going to a better place than here, why don't you go? This is the greatest crime.
It's a crime. The greatest fraud. And people are scared because there are millions. It's their hope. It is Elohim commanded me to preach the truth. It doesn't matter who is hurting. I must preach the truth. I must preach it. Who has been to heaven? Have you been pastor with private jet? Have you been there before? They say if you don't know where you're coming from, you cannot know where you're going. Do you know where you're coming from before you were born? So if you don't know where you're coming from before you were born, how do you know where you're going? It's a phenomenon of life. It's life's phenomenon. You know that very well. That is even a saying in our place. If you don't know where you're coming from, there is nobody can know where you're going to. So nobody knows. Only Elohim knows. You pray, you worship God in truth. Live a very simple life as a preacher of the word. And you're in a mansion. And those who are collecting money from, they are suffering. They are peasants. And this truth has not been preached. I don't know why Africans are afraid of it. Confronting this demon of ignorance. Demon of ignorance. Rubbish. Because we preach.
That we told people there is a better place than this.
Yes.
The crime. Because this is not allowing human beings to live their life to their full depth and dimension.
Are you listening? Because somebody promised you heaven, how can you work hard here? That's not what's happening in Africa. You're suffering, you're dying, mosquito is eating you up, that is a Ebola, that is typhoid, everything. Every man of precedence is against you. Oh, that is so, bro. When we die, I'll go to heaven. Can you be such a bunch with the Bible that are doing very well? They no longer go to church. I'm not saying that church is not a bad thing. I don't want to be misunderstood. I am not saying that church is not a bad thing. No. The worship of Almighty God in truth and in every honesty is not, I repeat, is not, N-O-T, not a bad thing. It's when you become stupid in the process that I haven't seen.
So the thing, the real life is elsewhere. Now, do you have any proof that you're not already in heaven and making a mess out of it?
People are man is making a whole lot of sense. People are not laughing. That's how life is. Truthfulness, honesty, and uprightness. Once you do it, our Father in heaven will love you. Where you're going to, nobody knows. Let's stop deceiving ourselves and do the best we can to bring that kingdom of heaven to this very earth. That is Biafra. That's what we're doing. Because every time I tell you that there is something special about us. Do you know I was researching? I read the Bible very well. Do you know that? I read it, very well. More than your daddy G.O. or daddy P.O., whatever I call it. I read the Bible very, very well. And that's why I'm lecturing from this evening. Everything the Bible asks me to say, or what I've read or gleaned from the Bible. Mine is the Old Book, is the Torah. I also read the New Testament for Christians. I read it. Those who claim that Christians but cannot emulate what Christ did. How can you be a Christian? Eh? Did Christ have a mansion? Did he have a mansion? I'm asking you. Was he not feeding people? Did people feed him? He was the one feeding people. People will come to him and he will feed them. He will pray with them. But you have aircraft, you have a mansion. And your children are overseeing their house department and doing everything. The word of God is not a franchise. The word of God is now a franchise. Europeans did it. That is why they no longer go to church. But the original people still have it. Every day the synagogues are full. Every day people go to the temple to go and pray. And that's how it should be. In the book of John, I wish I had one cleric, a scholar of the Holy Book. I'll keep them alive. Go to 1 John chapter 1 verse 5. 1 John. I want to let people understand what is hidden from you. You don't know who you are as a Biafran. You have no idea how precious you are before God in heaven. I want to prove it to you. Why they hate you. Why they hate Israel. Now ask yourself, we are not hated Israel. It's because Satan is talking to them. The same way that you see a Jewish man and you hate him for no reason is how you see a Biafran and you hate him for no reason, just hatred. Because God loves him. God loves her. They are the children of light. And you think it's a joke? Let me go. I preach this almost every 2 weeks. Do we have a place in our land where we call Ige? We pronounce it Ige. It's not Ige. It's Ige, light. Is there anybody you know in your village answering Ige, the light of God? Have you heard of that before? There is a place in Arochukwu called Ige. The place where the light of God shines. In case you don't know why the ancient temple was in Arochukwu. The place where the light of God shines. In Arochukwu. It's in Arochukwu till this very day. Ancient, over 5,000 years old. It's still there till this very day. The light of God. And that was before the Bible was compiled. And let me tell you what 1 John 1-5 says. That your pastors don't know, I can never teach you. Even if they come here and is a pastor with some sort of tribal or ethnic bigotry, they'll pass by pastor, they won't teach you this. This then is the message which we have heard of him and declare unto you that God is light, and in him no darkness at all. I'm going to get somewhere. In him no darkness at all. That God is light. And I told you that Biafra, which I will prove later on when I publish the maps, is the kingdom of God on the face of the earth. And that is why in everywhere, from the first son is Anambra State, everywhere you have it. Even my own maternal hometown, my mother's village. Their name is Ihe. Do you know the funniest thing? My mother's village is Ihe. And the homestead is Umuchuku. Can you believe that? They got Ihe, even it's Ihe light. And inside that light, their family lineage is called the children of God. What else what else are you looking for? What other way why do you need me to tell you that you're special as a Biafran? How do you want me to explain? In the names we give our children and our villages, the name we bear is God is already with us. Just as we talk about it. And when I see people with this rich heritage, this direct link to God itself, and you're going to a church pastored by a former Muslim, and all these people were winners, all of them, deeper life, they were all former Muslims. And I'm asking you, you are going to church pastored by a former Muslim, and I want you to ask your pastor, if you're Biafran on Sunday, anywhere you are, ask your pastor, please, pastor, do you people answer, do you have villages in your land? They are called the children of light, as it is in the first book of John 1 to 5, because here it's very clear that God is light, and in him there is no darkness. In my village, we are called light, the light of God, the light of God, which is in the first book of John, chapter 1, verse 5. Please, Pastor Adeboye, do you have it in your village? He will tell you no. You don't ask him, please, Pastor Adeboye, can you tell me, there is this name in Biafra land, it's called Umuchuku, which means the children of God. In your village, do you have it? He will tell you no, he doesn't. He's from I don't know, maybe Bomoshu. Then how can somebody from there preach the word of God? You are a child of God already. Your name is Ejinake. From a place called in a place called Umuchuku. Why do you need somebody else to teach you about God? I don't get it. Do you see who we are? And now you'll understand my angst with Nigeria and Niger Delta. Now you'll understand that. And the children of light, and in that children of light, in that light there is no darkness. And then somebody is answering the name darkness. Nigeria, darkness. And you want me to accept it? Right. Somebody should turn to the first book of John, First John. You want us to preach? I'm preaching that from the Bible now. And you better be said than myself. Now I'm preaching from the book of John. That God is like a Chineke, which you have in Biafra land. So what is the problem? Why then do I need to be in a place called Nigeria? When Nigeria, which is proper pronunciation, represents darkness. Have I not proven it to you? Don't forget Niger. Niger is the anglicization of the French word nigger. Nigger, which means darkness. Negroes. People black people, condemned people from the black lands. I mean, why? This is a problem with this. They don't. People, we are the Biafran. We are agitating. Let's agitate. And I said to them, you were not called, you were not chosen. God chosen you. All this revelation that God gives to me, we are giving to you. Do you know why they hate us in the zoo called Nigeria? They hate us because God said that darkness and light cannot mix. And your name means light. And Nigeria means darkness. How can you survive together? How? How? I ask you. I'm preaching the word of God. That's what I do. Some don't believe me. How can you believe me when you're jealous, you're envious? You cannot be as intelligent as we are. It's impossible. Because our knowledge is divine from heaven itself. From truth, you You see how we do it? I want that person calling him or herself Niger Delta. I say, shame on you. Shame on you in this life and in afterlife if there is one. You have brought darkness into Biafra and it can never work. Do you see why Niger Delta is poor? People are playing with God. Do you see why Niger Delta is very, very poor? Impoverished. They go to the toilet in the stream and my people go there to fetch water to drink. And you call yourself darkness. It's like, can anybody name their child Satan? Have I said this before? Can you wake up in the morning and you name your child even Hitler? No, because Hitler is evil. If you are a child of God, God gave you light. Because God knows we are very dumb and very rebellious. He did not just give it to us, He named our villages with it. He said, this is the way to go. If you follow it, stop all this European nonsense. Go back home. I have everything on the ground to direct you to the path of salvation and redemption. That's what we're doing. You are the light. And somebody woke up one morning and called you darkness. Do you think that Lugan didn't know what he was doing? And for a shop, they know. They know that's Biafra there. They know. That was why in 1914, Frederick Lugard, in his papers, the Michigan government said, the great Igbo race across Nigeria, great, that was what he used. The only black race in the whole world to be referred to as great by a white man. The only people. That's why when I see what organizers is doing, it's as if I hate them. They're supposed to know, they're supposed to have gone to school. They should know all these things. That we are special. That we are the children of God, very special. And somebody named you darkness. And they say, oh, you're fighting for darkness. How can you survive? Somebody said, I'm Niger Delta. You brought the word nigger into our land, the land of God. Nigger Delta. Do you know the meaning of it? Are you aware of the spiritual implications of putting a curse, laying a curse? You answer darkness. How can you be developed as a Nigerian? How? I ask. When your name is darkness, your pastor don't know this. A white man came and called us nigger, and we accepted it. Nigger area. Because you are devoid of light. Go and check the meaning of nigger. They will tell you, you have no light in you. And if you don't have light, how can you be of God? I'm asking all those Yoruba Pentecostal pastors campaigning for one Nigeria. Nigeria means darkness. That is the name. And I'm asking that pastor, if I come now and I name your child darkness, your daughter, instead of favor, they love the name favor, instead of favor, I say, please, Daddy Gio, we want to change the name of favor. We want to call her darkness. So, do you think your pastor will accept? Of course not. But the name of Nigeria is darkness. Then how do you expect light to come from it? How? I ask you. Do you see where we have failed in our reasoning? Do you see why some of the very vocal, non-existent minority are against IPOB and what we are doing? Because they are working for Satan. They are working for Lucifer. They are working for darkness. We represent the light. So they will always fight us. Why won't they? Their name is Nigeria. They are darkness. They are of the devil. That's the meaning of their name. Now you know. How many villages are asked in Biafra land are called the children of light? Where else in Africa or anywhere in the world do you have that? I ask you. What are the children? We are the children of light. How then can you change your name to darkness? Nigeria. Hey. A name you're serving rejected. In the first book of John, chapter 1, verse 5, God said, I am the light. I have no darkness in me. And somebody from a country named darkness is praying to him and wanted to answer you. That means you're in the Bible. Even New Testament. That is not in it. And you want me to regard you as an intellectual. I wish one pastor could have come tonight. Would have made the soup. Because of your state, you think we cannot preach. There are good pastors, yes. Yes, one or two or three of them, good. I agree, yes. But let me put it to you this way. You know that jiffy tank you have on top of your house, you put water because there's no running water in the zoo. You see jiffy tank, you see how big it is. Let's say you are preparing tea now for an entire village. You've come back home and you want to make tea. Everybody said you should make tea for the whole village, and you're making tea for the village. And you're using a very big tank to boil. And it is now time to sweeten that very tea. I want to give you an analogy. Why I said every pastor. Listen carefully, please. You know, we are black. Sometimes our listening is a bit funny. But let's try and listen and pay attention. You have come to the village, and somebody said, prepare tea for us. And you have this massive pot and fire, boiling the water or brewing tea. And now it's time to sweeten the tea a bit. And you went into your kitchen and you only have 1 cube of sugar left. Only 1 cube of sugar. And you drop that cube of sugar into the pot and stir it. You notice the difference? Will you notice any difference? I ask you. If the tea are bitter herbs, do you think that 1 lump of sugar in a 1 huge, maybe 40-liter tank or pot will make any difference? Answer me. Will it make a difference? The answer is no. So although there is sugar in the herbs, it is not big enough to even make a difference for its use or purpose. So you might as well not have any sugar at all. Now, do you understand? We are live and we are direct. The whole world is paying attention, rapturously listening to the divine gospel of redemption. After this, you listen overnight. You are in a zoo called Nigeria. Any idiot saying we are Niger Delta is bringing darkness into our land and they should be held responsible. They are those that Satan is working with. Once somebody gets out and says, I'm Niger Delta, that means you are a product of Satan. Your question usually goes, Lucifer sent you on a message to destroy his light. I have scripture to back it up. I don't care if you're a Muslim or a Christian, I back it up scripturally. I can tell you. I want us to go and listen to. I want this very clip to be posted as well, because a white man said something that I played during the broadcast on Sunday. The man said that Igbo land was by which he meant Biafra. Biafra land is so advanced that all these things about women's rights, their women had rights from memorial. I want to prove something to you today. Some of you have seen this clip before, but you know the way we are, we don't read meaning into things. We just, look at it and brush it off. I want you to go back to it and read and listen to what she said. And then go back to the first book of John, chapter 1, verse 5. This is a woman who is into tradition. In Anioma, in Igbo land. Anioma is Igbo land. If you don't like it, jump into the Vanaika. Anioma in Igbo land. This woman, she is the one, entitled the woman king, the lady king, is the one. She's doing what men do. She's pouring libation. But there are places when you go and tell them that in Igbo land, women can pour libation and pray, and break or not. They say, oh, it's an abomination. Because they know nothing about our culture and way of life. There's the one who can. Not every woman, but a titled woman can. And I want you to listen to her. A very beautiful, I don't want to say too much. A very beautiful woman. I wish I lived in her time. I would have married her. She's so pretty. Unbelievably pretty. The Omu of Anioma. Very beautiful. My goodness. I love her so much. Let me play what she said about light and who we are. Then you know who you are. You stop going to all these criminal enterprises called churches. Go. Listen. A lady Listen. Listen. If you see us and you say you've not seen anybody, like the zoo was dealing with IPOB, then you know you are looking at spirits. If you see us coming and you claim we are nothing, you have not seen us, that means you are seeing spirits. That is the libation she's pouring. This wonderful woman, wonderful woman, doing what men do in the land of the ancient people. Equality between are you doing equality between men and women? We are doing it before you were created. I said to Europeans, we had the equality of men and women before God made Caucasian. If you don't know. You must clear from the road. This is when you're looking at spirit, how you must clear from the road. Listen. You know what he said? Darkness cannot defeat light. That's what she said. What she is saying was what was handed down from old. We are the light. This is not a religious gathering. It's not. Now somebody is answering Nigeria. You are the light, and then darkness is over you. How can you succeed? Why would they allow you to live in peace in Kano, or not kill you in Medugri, or not behead you in Bauchi? You are the light, and you submit you, then darkness will consume you. Light always defeat darkness. She just said, light will always defeat darkness. That is why you know that it must. See, it must. M-U-S-T. Because we are the light, and the zoo is darkness. There is no way Nigeria can defeat IPOB. Not in this one, not in the next, not in the one after that. Impossible. I said with every integrity, I said it is simple. There is no way darkness can defeat light. We are the light. You know, anywhere we are the light. That is why in Nigeria, that's where you don't have an Igbo man. Biafran say there is no light. Where there is no Biafran, there is no light. There is no development. All the places growing in Lagos and in Yorubaland is not where Biafrans are. All the places doing very. Anytime, we don't know how strong we are. For us to collapse Nigeria in one day is for everybody in Lagos to head home. You see, Lagos is empty. 3 Christmas happens in Lagos. Nobody's there. Nobody's there. We are the light. Once we go back home during Christmas, there is no light in Lagos anymore. That light goes off. 2 or 4, I'm asking. That is how powerful we are. And I thank this our mother very, very much for giving us this very wonderful prayer. She didn't pray for us, we want to see her. We just got hold of the clip. Now, what you are about to hear, I would say, sums up in a way, I suppose, the stupidity of a black man and those that go to church. I want to demolish them. My job tonight is to demolish them beyond recognition. I want to prove to you how foolish a black man is. I want to prove it to you. I want you to listen very carefully, please. Listen. Your Excellency, Barrister Rotimi Akeredolu. Yes. This is not a fight with you. It is just stating the truth. Listen, somebody is talking to Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, due to the poor facilities in the hospital. And when he finishes, then I'll tell you what I want to tell you. I want to tell you how foolish we are. And I want to tell you how evil is your energy. Evil men. Evil men they are. Whom we're going to children of perdition, carrying the Holy Bible, not only extorting and lying with it, but deceiving you to your early grave. I want to prove it to you. Yeah. Listen carefully, please. He's a Yoruba man, his name is Sheyi Law. This was the man that insulted me, insulted IPOB, insulted the whole of the Biafra movement, saying Nigeria is, you will stay, Nigeria is nice. I want you to listen to him. Listen. And know that Elohim is fighting for us. Listen. This morning, my mom's younger sister had an accident and they didn't have the right equipment to take care of her at the general hospital in the Bokota. And it's just some few minutes, she's been pronounced dead just because she fractured her head in an accident. Please, let's do the right thing. Or super dead. Please. Are you listening? he lost somebody, so I shouldn't be laughing. I commiserate with him. I feel his pain. This is the story of your average Nigerian. The Nigerian doesn't reason. Reasoning is not one of the strong points of a Nigerian. Now, listen very carefully. All the money that you people put into the church as tithes and offering every Sunday, if you got together and or say, even you can even go to church and give it to the church and say, this tithe we're giving to you now, rather than going to build a private university for yourself and your children to be enjoying elite, please build and equip the hospital. You see, we blacks are very strange creatures. The people that brought you the Bible from Europe, all those people, they built hospitals, they built houses for the poor. But after going to church, I'm sure this lady that died, may her soul rest in peace, is a Christian and attends one of the mega Pentecostal churches. She's been paying all her tithes because they tell you if you don't pay your tithes, you're going to hell. None of them knows what hell is like, but they're just threatening you. Now she had an accident, minor fracture of the leg. She bled until she died. And this young man here, Sheyi Law, is now calling the Ondo State governor to help. But when we agitate and we say to them, we are agitating because we want everybody to be free, they don't understand it. That freedom means having good hospitals, having good roads, having good infrastructure that can support a decent living. Because nobody knows where he's going after this life. Nobody, that's the truth. You can lie to yourself all night. That's the truth. So let's make the most of it. You want to put darkness. From today, there's no longer one darkness. One Nigeria is a tax that needs to be done. One darkness is a tax that needs to be done. One darkness. You are in darkness. And this is the result of darkness. When people fail to visit, sadly, this is, I feel sorry for him and for his family. But that is where we are. People no longer live very well. He was he's not a boss. He's a to fight for their freedom. If we have because there are learned, disciplined men and women all over the world, learned. Once you want to say to people, go back and take care of your enemy, you will see that there are good people even within the darkness of the street. They will go back and they will give something very nice on them. What I'm saying to this young man who is lamenting about the death of this, if you can't do a republic, this will happen. Hospitals built for the poor. In Africa, Instead of them to build hospitals and hospitals, they'll buy private jets. And if you say, you're antichrist, you're telling somebody who is foolish how to listen. It's only antichrist. And anyway, their name is darkness. So how can light come with us? Because reasoning comes with light, enlightenment. To become enlightened, that is the meaning of the word. Enlightenment means to become enlightened, for light to come inside you. That was what they did in Italy. It started in Florence, in Italy. And Europe dominated the whole world today. Europe is dominating because Europeans said we must now reason. That's what I'm trying to get Africans to do. I am trying to get Africans to reason. Once you can reason, believe you me, there's nothing you can never achieve in this life. You can achieve anything you want. But you know how to educate an African. Very, very difficult. Anytime you say Nigerian, you are saying I'm a child of Satan, I'm a child of darkness. If God is light, that means Satan is darkness. So anytime you say I am a Nigerian, you're basically saying I am a child of darkness, which means I am a child of Satan. That's what it means now. Because God is light. 1 John 1:5 says, God is light. In him dwells no darkness. So when you say I'm a Nigerian, nigger meaning darkness, meaning obscure and absurdity, pain and suffering. When we say I am a Nigerian or Nigerian in English, it means you're a child of darkness. And once you're a child of darkness, you are no longer of God, you are now of Satan. I'm sure you're following. The whole world is in a standstill. Listen to the very simple gospel. I say to all these Pentecostal pastors, the pastors, all of them in the zoo, in the darkness, called Nigeria, that Jesus Christ himself was not a friend of the authorities because he knew how bad and hypocritical they are. He preached against the Sadducees and the Pharisees. He did. He preached against authority. He did. When you do something wrong, he will tell you to your face. But in the home of darkness, in the home of Satan, you know, people used to say, oh, if you're in Nigeria and you die, when they go to before God, they will say to God, don't put me in hell because I'm coming from one already. They didn't know that they were right. Because Nigeria is darkness. And Satan dwells only where there is darkness. So Nigeria will always be hell. Can that be improved? Because your name follows you. The Quran acknowledges that. It is impossible. That is why this level of hatred and evil, envy and jealousy is the reason why we're in the mess we're in today. I've said it many times before. Part of the difficulties we are having is envy, greed, and jealousy. It is ingrained in a black man. It is in the DNA of a black man. Monsieur G. Black. It is in them. And I want to prove it to you today. The cost of stupidity. I want you to understand the cost of stupidity. I want you to understand it because the world must know. The world must know the truth, and that truth will set you free. And what is that truth? Let me tell you, you and I, we are Africans. Those who are listening, I'm not talking about the white folks who are listening from all around the world. I'm talking about Africans now. Do you know that's your common sense? That's your, no, not common sense because we are very daft. Do you know our stupidity? I want to show you there is something I want to post there. It's a clip of people being sold in Libya today. And listen to what the young man has to say about it. Do you know why this is happening? Because blacks have no shame. Your name is black. You are from Satan. Because God said in 1 John 1:5, I am of the light. Darkness cannot dwell in me. And you're answering darkness. How do you want common sense to go into you? How can you become enlightened if you're an African accepting what the Europeans have done? Unbelievable. Listen carefully, please. As I say. Oh, it's very low. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's too low. Is it not? In Libya. Fucking African country. Arabs. Killing our people. Are you listening? Yeah, I know. I'm not black. I don't need you guys to tell me. Listen. They are killing Africans. Are you listening to that? Are you listening to that? I want you to listen, please. Listen again. They are saying black people, I want that clip to be posted. I want black people to be ashamed of themselves. I want Africans to understand that they are the cause of their own problem. I want Africans to know, as long as you have refused to reason, as long as you have refused to submit to superior reasoning, your lives shall be miserable all the days of your lives, I tell you. Blacks, we don't reason very well. And this is the cost of it. Listen. Listen.
This is not the past. This is happening today in North Africa.
North Africa.
Libya.
In Libya.
A fucking African country.
Yes.
These fucking Arabs that they live in Libya, they are killing our people.
Arabs are killing us.
No, I'm not black.
And listen carefully, and most of you are in Islam. But Arabs are killing us there, selling us in broad daylight. Selling in broad daylight. I'm not sure anyone can accuse Israel of that. Can you? Selling, you see them, tie children, look at the way they tie them up. These are Arabs. These are your fellow Muslims. See what they're doing to you. They're not area or so let's go to look at what they are doing. Can you use your Islamic influence to stop this? What they want is to loot, to cheat, to pillage, to burn, and to destroy, and to shoot innocent people. As a black person, don't you have shame? If you are black and you have shame, go to the world on Facebook. Mazi Nnamdi Kalu is there. It's being posted now. And look at your shame. This is the price of somebody who doesn't want to be reasonable. This is what happens to your people. I'm not saying people will care anyway. Listen.
I need you guys to tell me. They are killing Africans. They're not focusing on my fucking color. Focus on what really going on.
Yes.
They are killing kids. They are raping women. They are killing men. Why? Just because they are black. And they are calling these people slave. The N-word. Habib, which means slave. And I hear a lot of Arabs saying this.
Habib.
You fucking idiot. This is what's really happening. This is what we should stand for. Not going on a protest and taking pictures. We should stand for our people. Our people.
The man saying this is an Arab man. You people do not have. There is no empathy. There is no concern for the plight of other people. Typical blacks. An Arab made a clip. Go to my work, you will see it. In fact, I'll tweet it later on as well. You will see it there. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. An Arab man who is angry with the selling and the dehumanization of black people is asking us to wake up. And the funniest thing is that nothing will happen. Unless IPOB takes it up, nothing will happen. And then anyway, but we are black now, so there's no light in us. So we cannot see good. We cannot rise up to try and do good because we are black already. Hey, so good. Black slave mentality at its best. As they are selling black people in Libya and dehumanizing us, other people are in the zoo praying for Nigeria to be one. Now praying for darkness to be one. Because Nigeria means darkness. Whereas they are selling us in Libya. BBC will not report it. None of the major news outlets will report it in Africa. Because they don't see us as human beings. It's very, very painful all the same. Very, very painful. I want you to see what is happening in another part of the zoo. I love Jesus. We are therefore ending this days of prayer and fasting on the unbeat note with thanksgiving to God. They called Muslims, they called everybody. Look at them the way they are. Post this video, please, from Nigeria. I thank them for this video. Look at them. Archbishop, bishop, emeritus, everybody's there. They don't care about you or I. All they care about is their private jet and we're getting tithe and offering on Sunday. These are people carrying the Bible. They have not read 1 John chapter 1 verse 5. They don't know the meaning of the name Nigeria, Nigeria. They don't have no idea. And Nigeria means darkness, Satan. And they are claiming they are worshiping God. Listen to their prayer, please. Answers to prayer. We give God all the praise. Yes. We thank Him for the success of the program and for all those who came together from all over the country to join their faith with ours. Their faith, which means Muslims as well. Have you noticed? He's a Christian praying. Maybe he's a cardinal. I can see the thing on that. You know, this their bishop these days. Everybody can be a bishop now. Do you see this man praying? All of a sudden, because Muslims are there, he no longer said Jesus. He no longer said we give thanks to Jesus. It's not thanks to God. Because all of them there, including traditional native doctor, including Islam and himself, they all believe in God. You see how things work. Oh dear. Listen, we thank God for those that not Jesus, oh, he's not God. He knows. But when he goes back to his church, he's not going to be Jesus. So that now, because everybody cannot here believes in God. Everybody. The native doctor, the imam, and themselves, who are the pastors. Everybody, at least all believes in God. From their homes, we thank them for their contribution to help us to create a network of prayer that blanketed the land. We appreciate God, our Creator, for all those that responded to the prompting in their heart to embrace peace and genuinely making effort to make others tread the path of peace. We thank God for the grace that He has given us for the past 40 days to fast and to pray for our nation. But we will not stop in praying. Our desire is that quarterly, by the grace of God, we shall always gather here again to pray until peace, unity, and security is restored in this nation. I want you to know from the depth of my heart, I have a strong conviction that the glory of this nation shall be restored. Nigeria will be great again. We pray for our brothers and sisters that are not in this country wherever they are. Let's come back together. Let's build this nation. This nation is a... He's talking about IPOB. You are the brothers and the sisters. Come back and build one giant zoo darkness together with them. All of this. No more in the name of Jesus Christ. It's all about God. Everybody's now. God knows. I have no idea. Now, do you see the funniest thing? Everybody believes in God. Everybody. A man, a thief does and the archbishop. And now he prayed like a sensible human being and gave God all the glory. Now you see that? The one thing about us is that God has a way of always coming to us and giving us revelation that other people cannot see. Then I pray. I am telling you that we are messed up. All they pray for togetherness, unity, oneness. When there are terrorists killing you, bandits are killing you, police are killing you, army are killing you. There is no president. You are praying for unity. What type of people are these? Because all they care about is that, because they know that when the zoo breaks up, the darkness called the wicked, that people will become so sensible. They think that once we go as Biafrans, that everybody will convert to Judaism in Biafra land. And I keep saying to them, there is no conversion into anything. If you want to go and worship the pigeon, not that pigeon, you can go and worship your pigeon. That is your business. We are going to build a civilized nation. You can worship. If you like to be worshiping snake, that is your business. Nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. Who you worship and how you worship them is your business. But there will be no hypocrisy. We will not tolerate hypocrisy in the blessed land of Biafra. That is a fact. That is a fact. We are preaching this very gospel. And we must. Satan is panicking. Everywhere Satan is panicking. There is another clip I want to play for those to listen about black people. Nisyoki, black. And also one that is about black people. So you understand who we are and why we are in one almighty mess. One almighty mess, I assure you. What almighty mess is this? Black people. What almighty mess? What we are here to do, you may not like it. Which is the truth. And that we must preach. People are in ignorance, wallowing in ignorance, trying to say, you don't want to learn. That's why they're selling you in Libya. This man was very upset. He's a pastor. I want you to listen to him preach. This is what I call preaching, not all that nonsense. Praise the Lord. Bring your tithe and offering. Come and associate, come and water it. Rubbish. All your superstitious mumbo jumbo is not for us. I don't believe in that garbage. I believe in it. And listen to a man, genuine man of God, preach the truth. And you be shocked what he has to say. I thought I was alone before. Now listen. Listen. Very careful. Wrong with you. Listen. Listen. Black women. Let me tell you something. We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think properly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. A black man doesn't think properly. Are you listening? Are you people listening? A black man cannot reason properly. That is what the preacher is saying. A black man cannot reason properly. Cannot reason properly. How they say? He's a preacher in America. Post it, let them hear. Let them hear. Listen to it. You telling a black man something, and they are getting upset. They're upset. They get upset for listening to the truth. They're upset. I want this man to preach to me. Listen, preach. Listen. Listen. What's wrong with Barack Obama? What's wrong with you? Barack Obama. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with all of you? You think that crazy? He's a black man. Let me tell y'all something. You don't let me say preach again. They can kill me tomorrow. Let me tell you something. We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense. No sense. Black man doesn't listen. You talk to a black doctor, man. Lawyer, Robbie. No. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done is did it here in America under white people's help. Blacks are surviving in America based on white people's patronage. We were taken to America before, so we didn't go there. Until a black man can look himself in the mirror and say, I am a failure, they will never change. Black people, we are failures. We have failed ourselves. We have failed our children. And that is true. Look yourself in the mirror. That is how to change. This is a black man preaching, not a white man. And the man is crying. Crying, shedding tears. A genuine man of God. Telling you the truth that some of you don't want to hear. Listen, when they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing. We did nothing. Black people had Africa, that big old continent over there. They never built one boat that was seaworthy. Not one. There's not one monument in Africa, in all of Africa. I know you're talking about Egypt. It's not Africa. It wasn't. You're right. There are no great cities that were built. Nothing. Even before the first colonization white people coming to the shores of Africa, what the spaceship, black men built nothing. Which is nothing. Nothing. That the eyes can see now. Forget about ancient history. Forget that. Forget all that. As they will say in the zoo, I get on before a property. We used to. Is that your property? We're talking about now. What the eyes can see. What the hands can touch. Nothing. Black man is a failure. Obama was a failure. It doesn't matter how rich you are. Until we organize ourselves in society, be able to provide for our needs. Until that happens, we are animals and nothing. First thing I like, steal as much money as you like. Buy as many private jets as you like. You are still an animal. You are still a nigger. Because you don't judge a man by his worth alone. You judge him by the value of the society that he comes from. That is why the love of your nation is the greatest love in this whole world. Because you are the sum of your nation. You are the embodiment of your nation. That is why you carry a passport. Once you carry a passport, the nationality that you're tendering is who you are. We have nothing in Africa to be proud of. People protest and they arrest them, they shoot them, they lock them up. Judges have no conscience. Lawyers have no conscience. Doctors have no conscience. Teachers have no conscience. And their politicians are even worse. And you're telling me you're human beings? Of course you're not. If nobody will tell you, know me, Nnamdi Kalu, I will tell you to your face. You are nothing but a used tissue paper until you change. And that change comes from recognizing that there is a problem. That problem is oppression. That problem is suppression. That problem is tyranny of black man against the blacks. That problem is that problem is decided that forever and ever we are going to stay in this life. We have sold Libya, raped in Tunisia, slaughtered in Morocco, then fine by me. But if you're pained by what is happening, if you don't want to listen to me, listen to this preacher and change. Everything we say is all about for you to change for the better. For you to change for the better. That's for some of us and this experience what it means to have a decent life. For how long are we going to go on calling and begging? For how long are we going to go on supporting mediocrity? Please listen. Listen.
No sewer system.
No sewer system.
No houses above.
Let me say something about sewage. Do you know toilets you go to and flush? The Romans had it over 3,000 years ago. So you're telling me now what the Romans had 3,000 years ago today in Africa with that? People have such a way. You build your man and you go and dig in the ground somewhere at the back of the earth. That contaminates the water table. So when you bring the water from your home, you get typhoid. Some of you will survive, but few of you will die. And you don't know. And you claim you're intelligent, but you know nothing. Ordinary sewage system you cannot build. Because all you believe in are things you can see with your two eyes. Because you are dumb. You don't know that what goes under the ground is what supports what the life that is lived on top of it. Sewage system is important. And let me tell you one funny thing. Had the zoo in Nigeria started constructing a sewage system from 1960, by now they're still building it. A sewage system takes 76 years to complete. That's why I said Biafra will be built for 79 years. At least our children and grandchildren will start having fun before they complete it. Some of you don't know what a sewage system means. You don't know what it means. That is why you don't have pipe-borne water, because you don't have any treatment plant. You don't have water works. People all over the world, they have all these things, but in Africa it doesn't exist because we are foolish. Very foolish. That's the truth. Before God and man, we are. That is why somebody will see you when you're telling them the truth. They say you're insulting my religion because that person is black. Feel sorry for the dumb fool because they know nothing. Listen.
Of one level, and none are made out of stone, all are made out of grass and wood. Black men, before the white man got to Africa, the worst thing that could ever happen to South Africa was when they gave it to Nelson Mandela and black folk. That was a great nation. Now, notwithstanding apartheid was wrong, we all know it.
Of course, South Africa is beautiful. Who doesn't know that? And who made South Africa beautiful? It's not the black people. They know what was Zuma and Ramaphosa. But see South Africa. It's going back the way of all other black nations. The only one walking the trend is Rwanda, for instance. They would only know when he leaves office. If his predecessor left off, oh well and good. That's Africa for you. Are you telling me today that should white people come back to colonize and things will be better? Is that what you're telling me? Should go back to I say we want to break on ice. Are you telling me that you won't have light? You know you will have light. You'll be running water. But why is it that when you're left alone to do all these things, you cannot do them? Because of your name. You are darkness. You are of the devil. You are obscure. You are terrible. You are Satan. You are Lucifer. And God is light.
I'm against it. This is revolution, though. Then turning it over to Nelson Mandela. Disease, AIDS, crime is running wild in Johannesburg. They're killing over there. That kind of sickness. The government is dismantling. People around the nation are now leaving the nation because black folk don't know how to run the nation.
It's crying. Black folks, black people. Look at the zoo called Nigeria. You put it in a plan, senseless. You are educated. Most of them are. You have professors. They elected. That is what happened with the election of 2015. Of course, is, to God be the glory. We are going home. Biafra is going as a result of that. But people with their professorship and everything sat down likely to put into office a man that doesn't have standard 6 certificate. Isn't that amazing? So sometimes I sit down and I wonder and ask myself, why do black people always think upside down or reason upside down? I don't get it. Here you have Yorubas actually understand that only in Oduduwa will they have the type of nation that they want or they deserve. We are learned people will be in charge of a nation and build it. But for some reason, the same intelligent people you have in Yoruba land are saying that they want to remain in Nigeria. I don't understand it. They also know that you don't need natural resources to be able to survive as a nation, but they want to be one Nigeria. These are the sort of reasons that I find astonishing. But frankly, I don't understand it. No, I don't. I don't want this man to scream anymore. There's something wrong with us. Yeah. That is what has come to change. That was why Boris Johnson wrote many years ago that colonialism in Africa should never have ended because of the way we behave. That was why they made us slaves. Look at us now. They came and they took us as slaves. We said nothing. We did nothing. We didn't fight back. Now they're selling us in Libya, in the open market. We are not fighting back. Nobody's even talking about it. You have judges. All the tithes and offering, they do not. He's a Yoruba man. Yoruba is working in Facebook in Lagos. They're the ones removing people, stopping people from listening to me. They are black people. They're black people. That is how horrible and terrible we are. Honestly speaking. Honestly speaking. I feel sorry for our people. I want also to digress a little bit this evening and continue to do what I have always said before. Because here, after some reason, all the evidence that we require and need always come to us. And as I said to Facebook, if you like, move it to one person, I will preach to you. If you let it be 0, I'll continue preaching. I want people to understand that we have proof of the migration of people from the land of Israel into Biafra land. Because today we are on a religious theme, so to speak. I want anybody with the Bible to please go to the book of Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 10. Zephaniah, Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 10. It's in the Bible. Everything I tell you is in the Bible, for goodness sake. So when people talk rubbish about Judaism, they want to come. I say because you're blind, you're not educated, you're not learned, you know nothing. If you come, I will school you. And that is why I'm going to I'm not stretching too far. Just go to the Bible, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 10. And what does it say? From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, even the daughter of my dispersed shall bring me offering. So says the Lord of hosts. From the Bible. What did they say? Zephaniah 3:10. From beyond. Once you go past Ethiopia, you see my people there. And who are those people I ask her? Who are in after Ethiopia? Who are they? Who are those people? Please, can you publish the first map, please? So when I'm talking, when I'm speaking, I will justify it. Publish the first map, please. You will see the black lands, the Negro land of Sudan. Negro land. Whatever Negro people. Now wait. Now listen. In that first map, can you see Ethiopia? In that first map? And after Ethiopia, which is the next kingdom? Oh, whatever land. Which is the next kingdom after Ethiopia? It is Biafra. I refer you back to the book of Zephaniah. Zephaniah said after Ethiopia, my people are there. And I have this map. And I'm publishing this map. And in this map, after Ethiopia, where is next? According to the Bible, is Biafra. You call it Biafra there. From where we are coming from in Biafra region. Oh my goodness. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Well, publish all the maps, please, that they may see it. And I want to see a map where it says very clearly. In the third map, you will see, you will see 1, 2, 3. In the third map, you will see published. If you look at it very well, again, after Ethiopia, you will see Biafra, Biafara, the name of my own village. Afara, where I come from. Biafra, and you will see Regnum. Biafra Regnum means the kingdom of Biafra. Once again, nobody could have named us Biafra, but it's the kingdom. You can't name a kingdom. You can name a people as Farashon Nigerians. It cannot be a kingdom. There is no way Farashon could have named the kingdom, or named your kingdom, or named the Sultan, or named any other kingdom. They can give it to them. But here it is proven. In the third map, you will see Afara, the calling of Afara, come. As in the word in Hebrew, Beth, which means come. I'll go into that later on. Biafra, Regnum. Regnum means kingdom, is Latin. After Ethiopia wants Biafra, the kingdom of Biafra, according to the book of Zephaniah. And when we go to school, they want to challenge me. They don't know how to research. They don't know. They challenge me. Please, that the world may know who we are and where we are coming from. And then the name changed again to Biafra, which is what we're bearing today. In that logical order. Instance. I can go see a big garden. I wish I can get hold of one Kadichigo one day. I will skin the idiot alive. This is who we are. In the Bible, in the Holy Book, you carry every day and you go to people who came from Islam to preach you the word of God. And I told you, you are the light. God said you are the light. You are the light. I sent you there for a reason. And I have shown you in the Holy Book, the Bible, that God said I sent you there. What else do you want? Let me close this. I'm getting upset. Let me close this program. Close it. How can you be the child of light? I said in Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria. Darkness bringing cause upon yourself. There is mention here. The book of Zephaniah did not say Ethiopia. He said beyond Ethiopia. The book of Zephaniah said beyond Ethiopia. Beyond Ethiopia. Which is their far region. Beyond Ethiopia, that's what he said. And I have the map to prove it. Look at Ethiopia, look at the kingdom of Biafra. Your people are still talking rubbish, talking nonsense. Like our people, illiterates, claiming the intellectuals. Elohim saved them today. You didn't come on air. I will still leave the option open. On Sunday, if you're ready, you come. So I can destroy you live on air. Go to the book of Zephaniah for goodness sake. Zephaniah 3:10. From beyond. Agape, once you go past Ethiopia, from beyond Ethiopia, I have planted you there. There are some plants. I planted you there. In the King James Version. I have planted you there. And your children will come to Jerusalem to bring me praise and honor because I am the creator of the universe. I'm talking jazz. Judaism. You want Judaism to take over? I have shown you where I am in the Bible. Show me your own. I have shown you where I am in the Bible. And bearing the name of my village, Afara, A-F-A-R-A. Afara is there. And the ancient maps. Your people are talking. Why do you think IPOB is successful? Because we only worship God and no other. That's all. And he said, worship me and you see what I'll do. Before you, I will destroy your enemies and they're not being destroyed. Or you want me to give away the secret? The message I received, you want me to give it, to say it loud on air, so our enemies will know, so that darkness will know what light is doing? Because we are the light. Now that we have started, the zoo cannot stop us because they are darkness. And darkness cannot defeat light. IPOB is light. The zoo, Nigeria, is darkness. And darkness cannot defeat light. So there is no way from now till the kingdom come. Instead, we'll destroy the zoo completely. Ask them in Asarok what they're passing through. And they will tell you. They will tell you. Zephaniah 3:10, when next an idiot comes around me talking rubbish about Judaism, this your Biafra. Tell the idiot if he's a Christian, tell people to go to Zephaniah 3:10 and they show him the map. If it's that preacher say niggers don't know nothing. Nothing. Even if you teach them sometimes, they can't see. That is very well. Think I'm here to massage the ego of idiots. I'm here to bring the gospel. I'm directed by Elohim. That is who we are, the children of light. If you don't like it, then now let me show you how the children of darkness reason. I want to show you are in Nigeria. Let's go for Nigeria. For unity. These are people that went to school. That is what is why I am upset with Yoruba is because they are learning, they went to school. Why don't you apply what you have read? How can you go to school, you come out, and you support a place like Nigeria? How is that possible? I want to play something for you. Listen very carefully, please. Those you are with. Those you're useless one Nigeria with. Listen to them. Pedophiles, 6-year-olds. They are impregnating 6-year-old children in the north. These are the bastards you want to be with in the same country. Listen to them. Listen carefully. Listen. 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 Polygamy.
The discussion continued. It wasn't confined to polygamy.
Listen.
The scholars went on to talk about the age at which girls should marry.
Islam insists on early marriage so that
early marriage
to be responsible members of society. You can marry as early as 7 years old.
7 years old. 7 years old. There is mass rape of little girls happening in the northern part of Nigeria. 7 years old child, baby, barely walking. They are raping them enough time that the prophet told them to marry 6-year-old girls. They are raping little children, little girls of 6 years old. What sort of evil people are these? You are in the same country with them. These are the ones your daddy GO is telling you are all one Nigerians. You are telling me in Biafra land, once you touch a child that is less than 18 years old, or let's say 16 or 17, at least after secondary school, say you're going to marry or what, it is statutory rape. You will be in jail. You will go to prison. You will go to prison. 6 years. Hi. And you're telling me you're a Nigerian? No wonder they say Satan is black. No wonder Satan is black. No wonder. Hey, our man. No wonder. No wonder.
Experts say there is no authority for this doctrine in the Quran, so we wanted to make sure they really endorse this view of child marriage.
So are you saying that you think that little girls as young as 6 are ready for sexual relations with their husbands if the husband so chooses?
Exactly. I can give you many anecdotes which are stipulated that. There's nothing wrong. It's just true.
They are shutting us down. All my systems are going on in the northern unbelief. What is going on? What is going on? They're shutting us down or what? I can't understand. What is happening? I don't understand. I do not understand. But you have heard it from the northern part of the zoological republic called Nigeria. You've heard from them. As young as 6, as young as 6, you can be raped and you can die in the process. Nobody gives a damn. It is Nigeria. That is, according to them, that is what the Quran said. Can't you see that we're not the same people? We are not the same people and we can never be. It is better for us to be good neighbors than bad brothers. Even Abraham and Lot in the Quran is there, in the Bible is there. Abraham said instead of that the problem, we continue to you go to another, let your GOs and all criminal actions. They see all those things and they say no, stay in one Nigeria. In one Nigeria where we come to marry one wife, at least in this modern age, where you are married 8, 9, 10, where we are, a 6-year-old girl is just a baby. In where a 6-year-old can be a mother. Are you not evil? So at the age of 7, 8, they have started doing that. You people are evil. No wonder. When you rape a girl and she gives birth to a child, that child becomes evil and very wicked. That's why you people have 7 terror groups in the north. Because your mothers are not human beings anymore. Once you start raping a girl at the age of 6, I mean, it's over now. The person are pregnant. She'll give birth at the age of 7 or 8. The people are just horrible beasts, I'm telling you. And you want to be, that is the type of country that a bishop is praying. Let's have peace with our brothers abroad. Let's have peace. You can now understand why the zoo should not exist. Why it shouldn't exist. Somebody is saying they've been trying to log in. Chimamanda is saying, G-boy, Chimamanda, G-boy. Good news is saying, they are shooting us down. I've been trying to log in. They're not allowing me on Facebook. They're not allowing me because we are preaching the truth. Because we are preaching the truth. They can't understand it. That was after this, before I finish this program, you see it everywhere on MP3. And we'll keep repeating it, of course. Now, let us understand who these people are. And for you zoo animals, I want to give you your real name. I came across this, I think it's quite hilarious, honestly speaking. I'm sure some of you have seen it. But as usual, black people, he goes in through one ear, he goes out the other. Not make use of anything at all. Everything is comedy, everything is a joke. That is why they said it. And we did nothing about it. Every time he goes in America, it's black. Without Africa being strong, every black man in the world is as useless as the nearest rubbish. Let's put it that way. Listen, please. Let's see if you hear this.
Yeah, introduce yourself.
Listen.
Okay. I live in Nigeria. You know that? I'm black man.
You're Nigerian.
Yeah, Nigeria.
You're Nigerian?
Nigerian.
Yeah, Nigeria.
Yeah, Nigerian.
Nigerian. Do you understand what that means?
Where are you from?
Nigeria. It means, people don't, they use English. Nigeria. No, your real name is Nigeria. You're a nigger. That's it, Nigerian. This young American girl is telling a zoo baboon. Nigerian, that's your real name. You're a nigger. Darkness. I'm from Niger Delta. Niger Delta, that's where you come from. That's dark as Satan. Niger or Niger Delta Satan. Funny enough, it's a name that's been banned all over Europe. If you go, and in America, if you go to Canada, you call anybody a nigger, you're going to. You go to UK, you call anybody, hey, nigger, come, you're finished. They'll call police for assault, and you're gone. But that's the name of a country in Africa, Nigeria, and they are very proud. I'm not telling that black. Are you telling me in this show, are you looking at all? Black people, are you normal in the brain? It's something else. Because of that, black people. But they're clean in America, but you still go there. Hey, black people. Very, very funny. as if all hopes have been lost. Something happened to that struck me that what we are doing is actually yielding positive results. You will be amazed as to what is happening. This is the news that I got. I couldn't. When I saw it, I was thinking, are you sure I am right? What I'm seeing? Are you sure that those that wrote the headline the mistake? Always, multiple questions playing on my mind until I discovered that it's actually true. That the authors of this very piece knew what they were doing. And what is that? Insecurity. That's the headline. Insecurity. Food and then indigenous people of Katsina demand state of emergency. That was the protest that went on yesterday. That resulted in the arrest of the young man today. Do you know what they call themselves? Indigenous people of Katsina. For the first time in the history of the zoo, those who own the land are rising in the north. Because in Katsina, there are many people there. Not just Hausa, there are other minority people there as well. And you will be shocked. They have now risen up to say we are the indigenous people. Fulani, you are usurpers. But let me tell Fulanis, if you don't call me very soon to negotiate a peaceful exit for Biafra, you will lose Sokoto as well. There will be no Fulani emir in the north. We command the airwaves. There will be no Fulani emir in the north. Very soon I will get an interpreter in Hausa language and Fulbe. So as I'm talking, I'll behave like Pentecostal pastor. As I'm talking, somebody's interpreting. I will carry this message into every home in the north. I'm telling you the truth. I am telling you that Fulani Emirates will crumble. Let them be assured. Now, that's no one that arrested him. Indigenous people of Katsina. You see how far along? Somebody will say, oh, what have you done? If not for any other thing, can't you see? People are not there. Insecurity. Google it. Insecurity. Indigenous people of Katsina demand state of emergency. And how do I know that this is true? I'm about to shock you. How do I know it is true? How do we know that this is true? How do we know that it is true? Listen to this, please. To see the work we are doing. They sent it to me. They said, make sure that Nnamdi Kalu receives this. And let me play what was sent to me. Listen.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Pastor Istifanos Abuzarma.
Listen.
I am from God, a supporter of Biafra. I'm a supporter of Biafra. I'm a supporter to every developmental process that will bring the unity of the entire region that have felt they have this political ideology to be to oneness for their own benefits.
Yes.
Let me tell you the truth and the fact of everything. There is no way the northern Muslims can allow a united Nigeria to stand. Their aim at always is how to dominate. Their aim is how to own every other tribe and every other religion under the umbrella of Islam. Having Fulani people championing its cause as well as championing its leadership. That is totally unacceptable. And I want you to know very well that even in the north, the Hausa people are still the minority. Because we all speak Hausa, our forefathers have made the mistake of allowing Hausa to come into our communities. In the entire northeast, we have all our tribes. I am a Jira man, not a Hausa man. The fact that I'm from Gombe State, there is no any Hausa local government in Gombe State. In the entire northeast. Go to the north central. There is no any Hausa land there. Hausa land is only available in the northwest. And even in the north, there are Zulu people. There are other tribes. There are not Hausa people. So let us not be deceived. It's not all the northerners that are Hausas. And I want you to understand something clearly. The country's political history reveals this area of dilution that has been characterized by religious crisis and corruption, lack of accountability and abuse of public office, cutthroat struggle within the monopoly to ensure power and legitimacy, marginalization of disadvantaged cultural and regional groups, and the prebendalization of power within the political process. That's why the cumulative effects of all of these maladies does not only provide basis for political instability, but it also retards the prospect for rapid socio-economic development. And as such, people became destitutely poor, objectively poor, and even living beyond the zero marginal level of poverty. Yet we have leaders that are perpetuating evil through the means of religion, through the means of ethnicity, as well as empowering certain group of people over another. This nonsense must stop. I'm in support of Biafran state. I'm in support that this country must be separated. As far as I'm concerned, I've never felt I'm part of the North. It has never been in my thinking. It has never been in my ideology. It has never been in my thoughts. It has never been in any of my aspirations, politically or what have you. We are living with people that no matter how you try to please them, you cannot please them. Jonathan, please try to please them. Jonathan did everything from his appointment, everything. He gave them juicy positions, gave them money, gave them everything. They disappointed him. There is nothing you can do to these people to appease them. There is nothing you can do to make them think like you. There is nothing you can do, no matter how educated and civilized they are. The religion has already told them upside down that they cannot do otherwise, much more than what it has already been stipulated in their religion. We should stop deceiving ourselves that we are going to live in united Nigeria. There's nothing called united in this country. It will never be. There is no way. And according to the voice and the statement by Netanyahu, the president of Israel, the prime minister of Israel, he said, you can only live in peace with people who want to live in peace with you. So there's no way you will try to start thinking of promoting peace with people. There's no any form of peace in their attitude, in their character, neither before, no. In the future, they cannot compromise. That is their way of life, that is their thinking, that is their morality, that is their concept, that is everything that constitutes their lives. That is what they stand for. They cannot change from that. So why must we waste our time about Nigeria cannot be united? It can never be. The only thing that is left of the country, it is going to be possible that this country be separated according to all tribes or according to political views. If the people think, let us go alone, let them go. If the Biafran people want to stay together with the elders, let them go together. If they agree, let them live together. The middle belt, all of us will come together, the middle belt, especially the Christian communities in the north, will come and form a middle belt. Let the north go and form itself. People don't like Hausa people. There's no one that can live here. They will be part of us in the middle belt. They cannot everybody can, as long as you felt you cannot belong to some people, you have the right, you have, it is your, let me tell you, there is three types of sovereignty. There is the sovereignty of the constitution, meaning nobody is under. There is sovereignty of the state, meaning the country is independent of external control. Then there is sovereignty of the people, which is the strongest, because the will of the people must always be attained. It is the people that make the constitution. It is the people that desire independence to be independent. Therefore, the people who desire we want to be like this. This is how we want to be, and the right, the choices of the people must always be attained. Therefore, let us not be deceived. You have the right to decide for yourself. I am not happy with the way things are going on. We have people in the Igbo land who are their leaders, who are their elders, who are top government officials, but they are not having matters. They are not having matters at all. They get in their own pockets and their families. And I want to know this. The Lord God Almighty, they have called us into this service. The Lord God Almighty will raise a deliverer. The Lord God Almighty will raise a deliverer. Somebody that will stand to defend the cause of the gospel. Somebody that will stand to fight for the children of God. Somebody that will stand to fight for our rights. It is not the will of God for his people to be punished. It is not the will of God for his people to be massacred. It is not the will of God for people to suffer. It is entirely it not the will of God for us to pass through hardship? It is the will of God that we live as kings. It is the will of God that we enjoy every privilege. It is the will of God that we enjoy everything that the Lord God Almighty has given to us. He said we should take dominion. He said we should multiply. He said we should replenish the earth. He said we should take everything under that He has created to control them, to command them at our own way. So why must some people come and subject us under control? It cannot be. It is too much. We have suffered becoming second citizens on land, in our own motherland. It can never be like that. Enough is enough. And I'm so happy that you people are raising the consciousness of your political determination. I'm happy that you people are becoming conscious of your political future. I'm happy that you people are becoming conscious of the future of your children, the future of your great-grandchildren. We need to rise up now. The time is now for us to begin to set the face for our future. The time is now. Let's take all that it could to put the best together. No matter if we have to pay with our blood, we need to pay with our blood. Look at us. It is time. Enough is enough. Thank you.
Did you hear that? Not me. You know, when we do our research and we bring it to the knowledge of the people, some complain. I told you the other day that everybody is listening. It's not just the Chinese who are of course not. The Hausas, they're even in the minority. Do you know that the Christians in the north actually outnumber the Muslims? Are you aware of that? Do you know that the Muslims in the north are the minority? That is proving it now. He mentioned his name, called, tell me he's a pastor. And he went on to lecture us. And I learned from him. And he sent it in and said it should be given to me. And I played it so that the world can hear. I said to Fulani, you will lose your emirate. I'm telling you the truth. Sinking in. Sink every blessed day. And I say also said to me, the same way the daddy GOs, the criminal ones are behaving, is how the Swedes behaving. Very stubborn. Buying private jets and doing as they please. One day they'll go to that 10,000 seat auditorium, they won't see anybody there. Do you know why? Because people are very lucky. As a human being, one day you will reason, one day you will think, and then they will know it. Today, the churches are empty in the whole world. Go and check now. In the West, who goes to church in Europe? Only when they are doing wedding, when they are dead. That's all. It's something happened to one of you. Right now is the time for freedom. We are in the age of freedom. I support people to rise. I want freedom for not just for Biafra, but for everybody. If you want to be autonomous by street, let it be so. I want people to be free, and I don't be free. And when you're free, what happens to you? People cry. They complain. As in Katsina, the governor is lamenting. I failed my people. And as this woman you will hear now will tell you things are falling apart. Listen to me. Listen.
The lady who is my husband's niece, who had joined us in Akure with the hope of traveling with us to Lagos. The driver, accountant, maintained a normal speed. He drove professionally. That gave me a lot of comfort, and I felt time to sleep a bit. My daughter was next to me. She was just 9 years old. She was coming to Nigeria with me for the second time.
Just right.
Shortly after Ijare Junction, the driver felt the wagon's tires rupture and decided to park the car with the hope of changing the tires. It was like a film. In a jiffy, motley crowd of armed men in military uniform came out of the bush. They fired at the boot of the car. Ahead of us, 5 of them came out of the bush. Another 2 came from the rear. My daughter screamed, "Mommy, Daddy, what's going on?" There was no time to say a word. They marched us through into the bush, firing into the sky. They hit me on my chest, hit my daughter on her head. Blood oozed. At this time, it was better to kill me. I shouted at one of the armed men. His response was hell. He went straight for my private part, tore my dress with his gun. The others ripped my dresses. I was left with my undies. My husband and my daughter started crying.
Are you hearing it, Yoruba? One Nigeria, Yoruba? Yoruba, are you listening? You're one Nigerian. This is your daughter. This is a mother from Yoruba land. This is what, as you people are foolishly talking rubbish, 2093, 2056, your mothers are being raped by Fulani bastards, Janjaweed, in your land. She's crying and I feel very bad. I feel terrible. But the blame for this woman's ordeal lies squarely with the so-called Yoruba intelligentsia. You people, you know nothing, your brains are empty, you're daft. You go into the library, you cram English, you come out, you're talking rubbish. Your brains are empty. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being raped. She's crying. Please post this video. And title it Yoruba woman crying. Yoruba woman raped by Fulani Janjaweed in Yoruba land. That I want to be the title of my page. Write it. Yoruba, she's crying. But we are black. Her ordeal doesn't really mean anything to us. You know, we are immune. Because some of us are still satanic. We are just immune to it. We love evil. Yoruba is talking rubbish, pure rubbish. Collecting bites every week. Buying private jet. Talking nonsense. One Nigeria. Your mothers are being raped. Your mothers are being raped. I'm taking. Look, they are being raped in your land. You're chasing Chinese who are being mining. You people, you deceive yourselves. You deceive yourselves. You think I do business with the Fulani. Fulani will swallow. I told you they will swallow you. As I started happening. They came from England, from London. They used gun to tear this woman. She's very brave. I salute her. May God bless you. Very brave. Yoruba, do you have shame? Yoruba, do you have shame at all? Supporting one Nigeria. I'm praying for one Nigeria. Look at how that pastor spoke. Hear this woman. I know that it's so escapist. You're talking about one Nigeria because of stupid election. How many women will be raped? Yoruba, how many of your mothers will be raped before you wake up and reason? How many will be raped? I'm asking. You think you're cheating anybody? You want to cheat any woman, but then you want Nigeria. You want to cheat everyone. They're not cheating your own mothers. Look at her and feel ashamed of yourselves. Let's listen to her, please.
They dug their teeth into my breasts. While attending a secondary school in Adamawa, I had lived with some Fulani, so I understood a few Fulani words. I started bleeding, at least for my daughter. To my shock, at gunpoint, they removed the dress of my little girl. One of them carried her on his head as a baby, as my baby shouted, "Daddy, Mommy, what's going on? Help!"
Yoruba, are you listening? Yoruba, you think he's able? Let us get here at Igbo. Let us cheat them. This is Biafra of the thing. Have you seen? Oh, God will bless this woman. All the deal you pass through, God will replenish you. Yoruba, have you seen that evil doesn't pay? Yoruba, have you seen that evil doesn't pay? You see all that three people are playing, all that wayo, mago, let's do it Fulani. Let's cheat the Igbo, let's cheat them and get maybe United Delta. Let's confuse them, let's put division. I am ashamed for your sake. And that's how Amoteke, they have Amoteke. Have you seen your mother being raped? Every day is a stupid drama that has no meaning. Yoruba editors, are you watching Channels TV? The idiot in Facebook suppressing our numbers. Are you listening? This is a Yoruba woman. They were raping her and her daughter in front of her husband. In your so-called Nigeria. No media will carry it in your so-called Nigeria. One Nigeria. All that idiots are praying for the unity. You see why I hate those useless pastors? You see why I despise them? Oh God, I don't even know if I can keep on playing this. Let's play it for Yoruba to listen. She's crying.
We matched for 9 hours. I was half naked.
Half naked.
My daughter was totally naked.
Her daughter was naked. Rape as they are walking. Yoruba
was like a stream of blood on her cheeks.
Her daughter was naked.
Our phones had been seized. We ended up in an ungoverned region in the thick of the forest. We met a well-organized group. women, 2 ladies and 3 men. There were some people with their legs chained to trees. They were as if half dead. We were separated. I was separated from my husband. My daughter was taken away. I only heard her screaming intermittently. I did not know what they were doing to her. These men, now about 2 dozen, had a full kitchen. They had a huge camp and a traditional medical team. How can they say they don't know where these people are?
I continue to play this. It's on my page if you want to see it. Yoruba media will not play this for you. Yoruba can never play this. I don't know how people can live a life of lies, deception and lies. You keep lying to yourselves, keep deceiving yourselves, thinking you're cheating Biafrans, thinking you're cheating Nnamdi Kalu and IPOB. You don't know you are cheating yourselves. Your daughter was taken. Your mother's raped. And you come out and talk about Nigeria. Let's build this country and put this country forward. Shame on all of you. Shame. Now you see why I'm talking the way. You see why I'm talking the way. Shame on all of you. This is very, very emotional, to be honest with you. Emotional. We have an idiot in our land as well. These are idiots. These are all of you bringing Fulani. Have you seen what they did to this Yoruba woman? They were in front of her husband. They carried her daughter, raping her daughter, and took the daughter away. And that's it. And some people are bringing Fulani and giving them land. Like Hopus of Emma. The date will happen between us and Hopus of Emma. Okay. Let's see. Let's wait and see. There is another idiot giving land to Fulani. His name is. I told you about Obunike, and they lied through their teeth, talking rubbish about details in America, talking nonsense, rubbish. I'm going to the United States and I'll see them, and I'll tell them how foolish they are in their faces. Very foolish stuff. That's another one, in Iwetiti. In Iwetiti, no government. Ekwewe is called. Ekwewe is called. His name is MBTA Zane, the Inche Obodo of Ekwewe. We have his telephone number 080-376-13474. This man brought in Fulani people into our land, gave them land, and is working for the Fulani Caliphate. 080-376-13474. His name is MPTA Zan, the Obodo of Ekwewe. So very soon, those of you from Iwetiti, your mothers and your daughters will be raped. And maybe we'll talk about it or maybe not. As that they don't wait that they took her daughter in front of her till today, not to be seen again. But one Nigeria. Let's pray for our country to move together forward. People are in disgrace. When the time comes, all these traditional rulers are saying, we are warning you to warn them now before it's too late. Not to say, oh, IKP did this, IKP did that, IKP did this, this is our youth. You don't respect elders. Have you seen what elders are doing? Giving land to those and terrorists and killers. Let that woman's testimony serve as a warning to all of you. I'm not sure you will listen anyway. You won't listen because, black people. I'm not sure you will listen. Touch you. That's where you are. We are coming up to 3 hours, but we must preach this very gospel. We must preach it. And all they do is to lie. The media, people are lying. Do you remember? Post it, please. There was a story that broke out 2 days ago. Daily Trust, the Janjaweed newspaper. Obaseki meets Buhari, quits APC. Daily Trust. Yeah. Obaseki himself tweeted and said, I have officially resigned my membership of APC after meeting with the chief of staff to Buhari. Never saw Buhari. A governor went to Sorok, never saw him. And the idiots will come tomorrow and said, Buhari said this, so Buhari said that. But Buhari is not there. They know. Everybody deceiving everybody. That is how black people are. That is the way we are. That is why we can make no progress in life. We are evil. The governor went as wrong. So supposedly to that same Buhari. On getting there, only saw the chief of staff, Gambari. But daily trust the full people have already written. But basically meets Buhari with APC. There is something wrong with black people. Honestly speaking, is in the positions they have everywhere, is in the forget this one. Forget it won't make any difference anyway. Nothing. They came in saying they are in power to remove Boko Haram, lying every day. But according to today's newspaper, Premium Times, a Fulani paper, reporter is Abdul Karim Haruna. Boko Haram, contrary to Buhari's claim, 5 Borno local governments are under Boko Haram, controlled by them. But you see, they were lying. When Jonathan, Boko Haram was everywhere. Now we've reduced them. They are technically defeated. But in 5, this is an official report by a Fulani man in 5 local government areas of Borno. Boko Haram is in charge. The zoo has fallen, completely fallen. And on that very note, I cannot there are so many things going on, but it's just what we can do because it's almost 3 hours now anyway. I have a few announcements to make. I want to sound this note of warning to all the children of light, all IPOB family members. It's an announcement, please. Not everybody that shouts Biafra, Biafra is one of us. We are custodians, IPOB. We are the custodians of this freedom that is founded on truth and honesty and above all consistency. To be one of us, you must, and I repeat, must be on that oath. If you're not on that oath, we cannot trust you. You can be a Biafran and be doing whatever you're doing, that's fine by us. But we will not have anything to do with you because we cannot trust you. A lot of people have fallen by the wayside when they have been seduced, or should I say induced. If you are not on that oath, you can never be trusted because one day you will sell out. We have seen many people do that before. Anybody can be a Biafran or even an indigenous person of Biafra if you wish. But only those Kobe Gabiama has chosen can be called IPOB family members. Family members is the key. If you don't have that title to your name, you are nothing to us. And you can turn at any time. If you're not a family member, you are on your own. You're not one of us. Unless you're a family member, you are not. You can never. I don't care. You're not one of us. We have seen traitors before. Come and go. You are not one of us. To be one of us must be under very, very important, please. And I must warn. I will not allow the building of any cabal anywhere, ever. Because Biafra cannot be like Nigeria. You see, it can't be. If you perform well, you stay in office. If you don't perform, you will go. I don't care how many friends you have connived with. You will leave. You will go. Let me tell you the pattern how it goes. You mess up in IPOB. You remove yourself by your stupidity or your acts. You are expelled or driven out. You open 5 Facebook accounts, answering names, and you start talking rubbish like the rest. And after a while, if you don't talk about IPOB or Nnamdi Kalu, nobody will listen to you. And that's it. And you're finished and you're gone. So it's better for you to do the right thing. It's better for you to do the right thing. I must also warn to the USA about financial transparency. Very, very important. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody, because they pretend, especially those in Maryland, nobody should receive harsh payment from anybody. Because they say they give us $4.4 trillion. Because of accountability, please. If you have anything to contribute towards this struggle, pay it into an account. So any day you start talking rubbish, I go and print out the account, and we can tell you how much you have given or not given to us. Nobody should go nothing from them. I am warning, if you do that, you'll be out. You cannot be part of us. Nobody should go. And I'm also sounding this note of warning, please. Every state in America is autonomous. By that I mean, you are going to form family units based on counties. I have noticed a very dangerous and ugly precedent in Maryland, again, Maryland. People will leave their counties and go and be attending meetings somewhere. No. Stay in your county and be a coordinator in your county. You have no relationship with people who are outside unless it is small. is small. And each county must have a unit. Your up to 4 or 5 units can now form a zone or call your zone. But for now, your units. There are nearly, I think, about 22 counties you have in Maryland. I don't want all this PG1, PG4, PG rubbish. No, go back to your respective counties and start IDP family meetings there. And from there, you can now grow. Every state will have only one account, only one. And if Nenayanya is not looking into what you're doing, your account cannot be validated. Cannot. Because I want any time, because BBC and the Yoruba media, once in a while, they will come with their tricks and their games. So anytime they come with it, we can go and pull up and say, this is how much we have. I don't want that rubbish. You know how our people are. They cannot scrutinize their daddy chicos who are stealing every Wednesdays and Sundays. It is those who are fighting for their freedom. Do not give money to anybody. One. Do not collect money from anybody. Two. I don't want any PG1, PG2. Go back to your counties and form IPP family meetings. If I see you building any cabal or converting together, you are gone. You are gone. Very, very important, please. Every state in America is autonomous, and all your accounts must be online, and the Nenayanya must have an eye into it. If she's not there looking in, you're wasting your time. You're not one of us. I will come on air and I'll tell you, oh, well, you're a criminal. And all our accounts in the USA will be audited. We have instructed our consultants, every account in the US will be audited. Because people in America, they're a bit straight, very fun. I want to make sure that every dime given to us is accounted for. That's how Biafra is going to be run. That's how we are going to run Biafra. Everything will be done in the open. Nothing. The names will be published, the rest assured. No names, of course. Confidentiality, absolute. But the total and the period in question will always be published. As we are taking this very method into Biafra. Every financial transaction regarding the government will be done in the open. Because our people are terrible. Very, very terrible. Please. Very, very terrible. Also, in the back home in Biafra land, I can notice that Zoo mentality is creeping in. I gave an order that nobody should collect any cues or levy anything. I don't care what the emergency is. It is an order. If you know that you levied anybody, I am going to broadcast on Sunday. I don't care what the reason is. I don't give a damn. I don't want to know what reasons you may have. I don't care. An order is an order. And here is obey the last order. The order is nobody is allowed to levy anything in Biafra land. I said no, nobody. Once you're the coordinator and you do that, you're off. If you know you did, I don't want to mention your name now, you must resign before Sunday. Or I'll come on air and I'll mention your name. Very, very important. You must leave. And others are there. I don't care what the problem is. Nobody is allowed to levy anything in Biafra land. I said no. You must learn to be disciplined. You must learn to be disciplined. And on that note, we have come to the end of our program this very evening. We've gone slightly past 3 hours. But I must say, as always, and without hesitation, and given all the facts we have presented this evening, when we say that Biafra is our religion, we stand on biblical ethics. It's written in the Bible, not by man. And I reaffirm and reassert this very from here that Biafra is our religion. If you want to know the religion I belong to Biafra, older than every religion. So I am a Biafran, and Biafra is my religion. Here on Radio Biafra is where we worship. El Shaddai is our God. And I thank you very much for bottom my heart. I thank you very much for listening this evening. And from me, it's good evening.
don't finish now.